half roll down, and roll up, and nice and tall. Okay? So this is called eccentric contraction, because when you go down, when you roll up, you have to concentrate, right? Concentric contraction 就叫向心收缩。那很多人其实卷不起来的，卷不起来那怎么办呢？要先练习向后落下去，叫离心收缩。If this person cannot roll up, we have to teach them how to roll down first. Roll down, you can use half roll down, you can use full roll down. Half roll down is always before the full roll down. 所以记下来啊，你的 progression. Write it down. Your progression sequence is half roll down, full roll down, and roll up. So roll up is actually the last one. Is actually the harder one. 啊，你的卷起是最后的进阶，反而是先做半程向后卷动 ，half roll down. That's the first step. Full roll down. That's step number 2. And then you teach her how to do the roll up. Okay. And also, when you do the roll up, you can always have a different variations. I'll show you later. If you have someone couldn't roll up, I'll show you how to safely roll up. Okay. The roll up. Remember, the roll up is not a sit up. A roll up doesn't equal to a sit up. 卷起跟仰卧起坐不是一回事。卷起并不等于仰卧起坐。Sit up has been proven a very bad exercise. It's really bad for your lower back. It's different. Okay. You all did a roll up, but you all did a sit up when you were little, right? In the school, right? Even the military, they let you do that. 1, 2, right? So that's a sit up. Okay. Sit up is very, very bad because the position when you have your knees bent, your hip flexor is actually in the very short, very relaxed position. You wouldn't be able to engage your iliopsoas, which is the most important hip flexor muscle. 屈膝位的时候，你是没有办法启动你的髂肌的，而髂肌是稳定腰椎最重要的这块肌肉。So when you bend your knees and you do the sit up, you finish your core and your lumbar, your bones starting to kick in. And that's why a lot of people, when they do too many sit-ups, like over 10,000 sit-ups, they're gonna have a disc herniations. 它就会有椎间盘突出了。Because the sit-up, the 2 parts is when you roll, you finish your abdominis, and then the second part, you have to engage your iliopsoas. So your abdominal can only go this far. That part, done. Your abs finish the job. The rest of the job is actually coming from your iliopsoas, okay? It's not coming from your abdominis, right? If you have someone like, a lot of guys in the gym, they say, I'm doing the sit-ups to control my core. And no, you're doing wrong. You don't understand anatomy. The core, the abdominis, doesn't give you too much flexions. It can only give you the flexion just a little. 就你的腹肌，特别是腹直肌，它只能负责你从地板上卷起来那一点点。再往上卷不是腹肌的工作了，根本就它不是它的功能，它的功能是来自于你的髂肌。而如果这个人处在一个屈膝位上，你髂肌是启动不起来的 ，it's being turned off. So you have to be straight legs, and then you start to do the rope. But that part you cannot using too much momentum. You have to teach the person how to control the body. Okay, so I'll give you some variations starting from half roll down. When you do the half roll down, you want to keep your legs together. You don't want the legs separate. Okay, together means your inner thigh has to engage all the time. Feet, that's okay. Feet, sometimes they cannot push down. You can have a little bit lift, that's fine. That's okay, no big deal. Knees bending 90 degrees, inhale to prepare, hands here or here, exhale, half roll down. You're gonna feel this part is fully engaged. If you look in my back, my spine, 如果你看我的后背的话，现在像一个字母什么 C, yeah, that's called C curl or C curve. Inhale to prepare. I'm gonna keep my C. It's a solid core, right? It's a solid core. And then you roll forward. And then from bottom to top, roll up. Common mistake. Inhale, roll down. People looking down. Keep your head up. Second mistake, when they go up, they're starting to looking forward first, right? And then they're starting to lift up from the top position. Never looking up first, because you are breaking your spine's curvature. We want the person go forward, nice and slow. The last part is your head. From bottom to top, not from top to the bottom, okay? One more time, inhale to prepare, exhale, half roll down. Inhale, exhale forward. Inhale, exhale, nice and tall. Finish. Finish that progression, 进阶，从一个屈膝位变成伸直位。Inhale to prepare, exhale, half roll down. Inhale, exhale forward. In that part, we can do a little bit pause. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale all the way up and finish. So that's a position. The position, you can think we're trying to roll the pelvis. Imagine this is my pelvis. I'm trying to roll the pelvis forward in that position because my legs is not moving. 我的腿在这里是不动的。当我向前卷动 pause 的时候呢，其实让我的骨盆不断的向前去卷。I'm trying to roll the pelvis forward so that my legs can really put into the socket. 去到你的髋臼里面。So when you finish, you're sitting nice and tall. And when you finish that, we can try the full roll down. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, roll down. Arms up. You can put your arms in the 90 degrees, or you can put your arms over. But try to avoid this. That's wrong, right? Yeah, that doesn't look good. So you try to keep your lower back and pelvis into the engaging part. Inhale to prepare, exhale, roll up. And you can pause or no pause, whatever, finish nice and tall. So that's roll up. Okay, so always regression to roll down, half roll down, full roll down, or half roll down, whatever you choose for your client, and then you progress to roll up. If your clients have a hard time to roll up, Mia, can I use you as a model? Lie down. Okay, now she didn't do any warm up. Okay, so if she has a hard time to roll up, the first thing you can do is you put a slightly pressure on the toe. And I'm not pushing too hard, just a little. Inhale to prepare, bring the arms up. Exhale, roll up, curl, and she can go forward. Now this hand is not pushing too hard, just a little. Nice and slow back to tall positions and roll down. So when she roll down, I'm also pressing down the legs, getting her into engagement for the abdominis. If she's okay, she passed that test, I can give her a little bit harder challenge. Instead of giving her a pressure here to help her, I'm gonna put my hands in front of the toes. So she can either use the toes to push into my palm, or she can dorsiflex, use her heels to push into my hands. Okay, 这个就是第二个辅助的方式是双脚向前去推，而不是你用手去压它了。Okay, so that's a little bit of progression. Inhale to prepare, exhale, roll up. Now that's a little bit harder for her, but that's okay. She can still do it. She has a little bit of swing. I want to, lower, maybe decrease the swing a little bit. 我让她稍微不要那么多啊。Okay, so pointing your toes. Yes. Now roll down. Nice and control, push into my feet, push me to hand. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so on the last two parts, that was a little bit jumping, right? So you notice the mid-back area doesn't give her enough support. 她在中背那个地方没有那么多支持，所以她会掉下去那一项。Okay, so we try to get her a little bit more cues. Inhale to prepare, exhale, roll, and push, push, push. Better, that's better. Good. And nice and slow back to tall position. What we noticed is in this part, she lost control. Okay, so this is okay. We should roll down. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, roll down, 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 and stay. So that's the third progression you're going to do. So that's half roll down and roll up. Stay. Half roll down and roll up. We're not doing the full movement. Half roll down and roll up. You notice her foot is always on the ground. Half roll down. 我现在是在给她做一个分步的一个教学。Half roll down, 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 stay. 她在这个位置最容易产生丢掉那个核心的那个感觉。And roll up. Half roll down. 酸了吗？很酸了。Okay, 好。And roll up. All right, half roll down, 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 and stay. See if you can stay. Good. Keep your legs together. Good job. Head up. Just a little bit more. Head up. Head up. There you go. Roll down just a little. There you go. Hold, hold. We're giving her a little bit isometric contraction. The body's starting to shaking, feeling it. And then half roll down just a little bit more. There you go. Half roll down just a little bit more. Half roll down, half roll down. Good job. Okay, now let's try full roll up. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, roll up. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, roll up. That's okay. Yeah. You notice she's also shifting to the right side, right? So roll up is very hard for a lot of people. And this has been practiced Pilates for many, many years. But what I know is like she has a little bit of restriction on the pelvis. 她是身体是有受限的，因为她的坐骨是直的，尾巴骨是直的。好多女生的尾巴骨都是直的特别是有些妈妈生完孩子之后，如果康复没有回来的话，它是直。但是她是因为滑雪把自己的尾巴骨给摔裂了，所以是直的。She has a little bit fracture, right? When she like snowboarding, she has like a bone, issue. But a lot of people will have a hard time to roll up. So that's why I want to teach you very, very detailed how to help the person to roll up. Okay, make sense? Okay, good. 可以了。然后呢，接下来呢？